right. Hi, everyone. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to tomorrow. Obviously it's today. I was just kidding. It's not tomorrow. It'd be very goofy to think of that if you thought it was tomorrow. You know, you're a goofball. But regrettably, I'm gonna be covering politics 2 days in a row, which sucks, but hey, that's the world, huh? But yesterday I talked about the attempt on the president's life. Oh no, who cares? Today I'm going to be talking about something that I actually do find a little bit more compelling, a little bit more interesting, and I'm a less irrationally pissed off about. So that's fun. Today we're talking about the redistricting that just happened in Pennsylvania. And fair warning, I'm not too learned on the subject of the redistricting of, no, it's not Pennsylvania, it's West Virginia, I believe, that just got redistricted. Let's look it up. You know, I have the time. Eating a sandwich. West Virginia. Here, you can smell my sandwich, miss. Redistricting. 2024. 2026. Was it West Virginia? You know, so basically, I'm pretty sure it's West Virginia, you know, but we're fact checking that live. But yeah, the Democrats managed to gerrymander West Virginia, which is bad, but is also good. So, from what I understand, this redistricting has been happening across the country. From what I understand, why is this? What the hell are we doing? Taking so long with this? So, from what I understand, there have been several states that have been redistricting lately, and I'm pretty sure this whole shebang started with Texas because screw the fact checking. My Wi-Fi is being a pain in the ass. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be wrong this whole video. Okay, I'm dedicated to it. The whole redistricting push started in Texas, from what I understand, because I'm pretty sure Trump is fairly confident that he's gonna lose the midterm elections, which means that he was trying to redraw Texas in order to secure a couple more House or Senate seats, right? The problem is that the Republicans tried to do this in Texas, and because everybody was born a day before yesterday, we all picked up on it right away. And so California started pushing to legally redistrict and gerrymander, and now they're doing the same with West Virginia. And gerrymandering, need I remind all of you, is bad. Okay, for those of you unfamiliar with the concept, gerrymandering is essentially redrawing the lines of voting districts to make sure that particular districts come out in a particular way. So let's say there's a red district that looks like a box, but let's say that I cut it into a triangle and somehow that makes two blue districts, right? The whole thing is essentially like there are populations of people who would vote one way, and if you incorporate an area, that area is more viable for flipping this direction or that direction, and you can essentially manipulate the voting district lines to the point of, like, you know, no one would consider the voting district lines to be like an area that, like, a group of people are, like, really, you know, live or whatever, but you can redraw these things in ways that are, like, really wacky, but also lend a lot of power to the people who are redrawing them. So, you know, the one thing that I will say, like, I think that base state gerrymandering is undemocratic. It's illiberal. So, it's an illiberal practice But nonetheless, granted, credit where credit is due, with West Virginia and with California, both of these new voting maps were voted on. I guess from what I understand, normally you don't get to redraw these districts mid-decade. These districts are determined, I think, by census numbers at the end of every decade, and it is a very bizarre case to have any redistricting done more or less between decades. But we're seeing, we saw California do it. I don't know if Texas actually succeeded in redistricting. And I'm pretty sure if Texas did succeed in redistricting, it's because that place is chaos. I don't know too much about the internal government of Texas, but I'm pretty sure the redistricting there was like very undemocratic. And so the long and the short of this story that I have 4 minutes left to tell is essentially because the Republicans are so scared of losing the midterm, something that the incumbents tend to do, right? By and large, if there's a party that was elected into the presidency, I think it's a very routine thing for that party to lose a couple of seats in the House and Senate come the midterms. So it's not like Trump losing seats is in any way really irregular for, the normal American politic, but because he's such a fucking squirrely, greedy, narcissistic, dumbass fuck, he decided he wanted them to redraw the lines in Texas. They tried. I don't know if they succeeded. Let's try it. Let's try Googling that. But so this whole thing, I do think it's wrong for the Democrats to gerrymander, because I think it's wrong for anyone to gerrymander. I think that creating a state of very manipulated politics is a great way to end up with an incredibly corrupt political system. And quite frankly, I don't really trust the Democrats, all that much, right? Let me be frank. I think it's good that they won. Oh, ow. I think that it's really awesome that green-lighted. Okay. So it looks like the gerrymandering in Texas was green-lighted. I bit my tongue. That's why I shouldn't eat and make stuff. But yeah, I think it's obviously illiberal to manipulate political situations like that. I don't really trust the Democrats. I don't really like a bunch of Democrats. That being said, the Republicans have been willing to play dirty for the past however many years. It's clearly getting them somewhere. And, what the fuck else are you supposed to do at that point, I guess, right? And that's the thing, is I just can't sit back. I can't sit back and say oh boy, I'm so happy that West Virginia got gerrymandered and that there's a whole new set of, irregular voting districts that make no fucking sense. I can't say that because I think that it's wrong for that to exist. At the same time, if you're playing against the Republicans and they're just openly talking about gerrymandering Texas, yeah, you kind of got to play ball. And, this is what really kind of pisses me off too about Republicans talking like they're the America First party. It's well, thank God you didn't say democracy first, because the fucking shit that the Republican Party is doing to lower the bar of decency for political action is sickening, okay? And I'm not a fan when Democrats act illiberal. I'm not a fan when Republicans act illiberal, but I do have to excuse the Democrats acting unjustifiably illiberal and undemocratic when the opposite is tyranny just coming to the United States and setting up shop forever, because that's kind of what we're looking at. That's why they wanted to redraw the districts in the first place. That's why they went after Texas. And you know what? And as far as supporting democracy, I guess fuck you guys. Cause yeah, do I think that it's good that West Virginia got gerrymandered? No. But also, go fuck yourselves. Perfect timing. Alright. Bye. Subscribe! Damn it!